Happy Friday, everybody. Let me fix my camera on Instagram. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV gossip. Jeff Lewis Live. Jeff, just Jeffing around? I don't know. I kind of don't hate it. What did you think of Todd Lewis's ideas for a different after show name? I don't know. He's got his creative juices flowing. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I hope you have a fun weekend planned. Oh, Cecily, I always want to say Cecile, says good Friday morning. Must be in where are you at, Cecily? Morning. I feel like you must be in the Pacific time zone lane. Tiffany Chump says, I like it. Just jeffing around. I don't mind it at all. Hello, Michael Riley on Instagram. How are y'all? Hello over on TikTok. Please tap the screen on TikTok. It's free. It just gives it likes. It just helps more people who love reality TV and Jeff Lewis to find us. How are you? What is going on? I feel like not much is going on except for finally they're saying the prince might have said something about his wife, Kate Middleton. I don't know. So confused on what's going on. And now the gossip that he might have this mistress for a while and she might be pregnant and she was, going to have a anxiety attack or, worse, obviously. I don't know. What did I just see recently? One of her higher ups, one of her assistants, whatever, says they never knew of a surgery that she was having and they haven't seen or talked to her. I'm like, what is the deal? What is going on? Wait, what does that mean? Tanya says, hello, everyone. I promise to be kind today. Did you have a moment yesterday that I wasn't aware of? Oh, Michael Riley on Instagram. I'm good. Are you is saying hi to you over on YouTube. Hello, Robin. Oh, you are in California, Cecile. Cecily. I mean, when someone introduces you, I have a neighbor that did this 22 years ago because our kids are the same age. Somebody told me how to pronounce her name. She never corrected it. And so all these years I've literally said her name. It's one of those names and it's one of those personalities. She's a very sweet friend. She would just never correct the name. But I'm like, if my name wasn't Sarah and it was Sarah, I would just correct someone. I would just say, oh, it's Sarah. You know what I mean? Because the way her name is spelled, you can try to figure out. It's like, what are some of these names like that have different, Andrea versus Andrea? You know what I mean? It could be spelled the same way, but a family can decide to say it a different way. So anyways, oh my gosh. Okay. Uh-oh. Hello. Michelle says, I'm watching for a few minutes from my classroom on my lunch break. Jeff Lewis says this, well, you're a teacher, but this is why we don't work from home, right? I think you teach third grade, right? Shout out Happy Friday for every teacher. I assume you have spring break coming up soon. Oh, let's see. Okay. Rescue We with Kimberly says, everyone calls me Kimberly. But it's Kimberly. See, I don't see the B, so I wouldn't pronounce it Kimberly. Yeah. I think they're just doing it, assuming you have a typo in your name, right? Cecile? I always call you Cecily. Oh, my gosh. Oh, you love Disneyland. Michelle and her husband love Disneyland. I love that. Have so much fun. Anyways, okay. Let's get into it. So since my body pump class, the regular instructor, I was even texting with her. I was like, hey, why aren't you teaching? She knew she couldn't teach last night. They tried to get a sub. They couldn't get a sub. So the class was canceled. Of course, I was all dressed for the gym. Did I go to the gym? No. Did I take a walk? No. Did I do anything? No. I watched TV. I ate snacks. I mean, like, I have no idea where my motivation is at all. And since the Traders, this is the first Thursday in forever that the Traders hasn't been on, I was like, oh, tonight is Carl Radke for the first time ever on, not the first time ever, the first time since the engagement was ended, on Watch What Happens Live. And they kept saying, they advertised it as the winner of the traders. I'm like, first of all, there was 2 winners. So I turned that on. I think I said it was going to be on at 10. So I thought, okay, they always talk Eastern time on Watch What Happens Live. So I was downplaying it 1 hour for 9 p.m. Anyways, I turned it on Bravo. Watch What Happens Live wasn't on, but Summer House was on. So I did watch a bit of that. I haven't watched it in years. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are saying, yes, Michael Riley. I feel bad for Carl. I do too. And if you saw last night's episode, maybe she's getting a bad edit, Lindsay. She's, drinking before they go on this little adventure to play, like, games and stuff at some outdoor bar type thing. They get, Carl and her walk away on the dock of this boat, which was so cute. Kept their voices down, except for Lindsay. And she keeps telling him, lower your voice, quit screaming. And he's like, I'm not yelling. Anyways, yes. Cecily says, I feel bad for Carl, and I was Team Lindsay before. Yeah. Very interesting. I think anyone is always, okay, not anyone always, but in general, I think the bride, the female of an engagement, you've got the ring. They always assume a female is way more into getting married, the ceremony, the wedding, all this stuff. I think Carl was just as into it. I think it was just as hard for him to call this off. But in the end, he says a wedding is to celebrate a marriage, a relationship. And he was like, I couldn't see doing that. But Andy Cohen did ask did Andy ask it? I forget if Andy asked it or a caller. You know how you'll read somebody from Instagram has this question. But he said, what were your thoughts? Lindsay was here last week and I watched that one, and she very much shaded him that he took the ring back. And I think she says he had an attorney email him. He says he emailed her directly. So whichever. But he basically says, look, it's New York City. It's New York state law. That's why I asked for the engagement ring back. Now, we all know he absolutely doesn't have to follow that law. He could have let her keep the ring. But I am curious. I've only had one engagement, and we did follow through with the wedding. So I'm speaking out of my ass on this situation. It does make me think of Danielle Staub from New Jersey, though, who's had a shit ton of engagements. If she got to keep the ring, you know what I mean? Y'all are going to see that my microphone is stood up by these Dork Diaries books on Instagram. Y'all can see it. But I think he should have asked for the ring back. I think she should have given him the ring back. To me, a ring is a public agreement that you're going to get married. And if you don't do that, especially if it's so public, I guess some people could say it depends on who called off the wedding, right? And clearly we know that he called off the wedding. She says she didn't even want it called off. So I don't know. Robin says, but what will he do with the ring? Sell it. He didn't say he sold it. He didn't say anything, right? Yes, Tiffany Chomp. This is something Lindsay talked about last week. They had just signed a lease and they were both on it. So legally, he is bound to keep paying half this rent. Now, technically, she could be like, oh, you're not living here, so I'm not going to make you pay half the rent. That's not what she's doing, which is it says he's paying half her rent and not living there. Yes, he should take the ring back. Clearly, they're not on good terms. Makes me sad because they were good friends for so long. You know what I mean? They were really good friends before they started dating. So anyways, and he's so cute. I don't know. He stood up for himself. He literally named all the drugs he got off of, and that he's so proud to be sober. So, I just think he didn't really get into, and Andy Cohen asked him at one point, like, what were some of the reasons that, y'all weren't on the same page? I'm like, oh my God, like, we don't need all the nitty gritty details, but, I just don't think they were going to work. So, yeah. Yes, for sure. Bonita says, big loss in diamond value. I have heard, do diamonds go up in value? I mean, I think in a long, long time they will, but there's something about a ring. There's something about a wedding ring, a wedding dress, a prom dress. Like, it just feels like some people just don't want to buy those pre-owned, or they're definitely not going to sell it get anywhere near retail value that they paid, right? I wonder if he even got a deal. You know what I mean? Do you think he got a deal from an engagement shop, a wedding ring shop, to like say that the ring was from there? I feel like a lot of reality stars get a deal on things, get a deal. What do you mean, Michael Riley? He has a real challenge to overcome. His sobriety, like keeping his sobriety. Is that what you mean? Being addicted to Lindsay? I mean, I do think people can get addicted to each other, like dating. Yeah. Also, I just feel like when you're on a reality show, when all of your friends are intermingled, you make money from the reality show, you go to things like BravoCon, like everyone wants you to be together. I feel like it's like the Tom and Ariana thing. Like, they just end up staying together, whether they're meant to be together or not. They just kind of, for the sake, even more so, because neither one of them, Tom and Ariana, don't have children, never had children, and Lindsay and Carl didn't have kids. So, I don't know. Even more so than that, I feel like the whole reality thing and the fame and the couple and the, maybe having their wedding covered by People magazine. I don't know. It just seems like, Robin's talking about his career confusion. Robin says, I think if my man wasn't working all that time, I would lose respect. Just saying. Yeah. And he kind of touched on that and did say a little bit of a jab on Watch What Happens Live. Something about, I'm doing all the things in my career that I wasn't able to do then when I was with Lindsay, something like that. Anyways. Yes. Yes. Elle says she embarrassed him during the dinner. Yeah. And right, we can all have feuds. Luna barking. Yes, Michelle on Instagram. Here's Luna barking. Yeah, I hear her too. Yeah. And, we can all have in a relationship a tiff, an argument at home or in the car or privately. But when people do it in front of others, the level of disrespect like goes up. So yeah, that was big for sure between them. Oh, yeah. Tiffany Chump says, don't tell someone about their sobriety when you're hammered. Yeah. And I mean, I guess we've all, especially on, like even Megan, I think Megan Weaver said recently that Ben is either not drinking or he's also slowed down on what he was drinking. When Jeff and Stu would go on their agreements to drink lighter, they would both do it together. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I have close friends that have partners that are sober, and they were with them when they were alcoholic, and they still drink socially, and it's fine with the spouse. But yeah. Wait, what? Why is everyone on Reddit saying you're involved with the Jeff Lewis Reddit feud? I mean, how am I involved? Because Reddit can say anything they want. Anyways, no idea. Is Megan still friends with Jeff Lewis? Yeah, she was on the other day. But he did mention, and we talked about on Reality Water Cooler, he did mention getting the picture and of her and Brandy and Julie, and it bothering him. I think he said it made him uncomfortable is what he said, but he said he's glad he didn't say anything to her about it because they're doing so well. So yeah. Anyways. Yes, Louise says Lindsay keeps insisting that she was blindsided. What the fuck? She could not see that they were miserable. I mean, again, it seems similar to Ariana and Tom to me. Ariana, I don't know. Were they really? Okay, speaking of Tom and Ariana, Lala is on again next week. I mean, now that we know that she in December was her first month of trying to get pregnant, and it was successful, thank goodness. She's due September 1st with her second baby. BravoCon was early November whenever I saw her at that picture, and I just said, oh, I love Jeff Lewis. I love when you're on. Are you going to be on anytime soon? She's like, oh yeah, we're just trying to get our schedules together. Right. So I really do think that. And I don't think it's she comes on Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop. I don't know. I think they can all go on shows that they want to go on for sure. Carlisle Katie says, is Megan a regular on the show? She's definitely been on less the last few months, but they were very open that they were definitely going through some issues together, and they were just kind of taking a beat from each other, Jeff and Megan. So for sure, she definitely was a regular. I just feel like, I don't know. I keep saying that as a mom, and I have no idea if this is the reason or not. Drew is a senior in high school, and that is just it's her oldest kid. So it's so much busier than any other year. So, her partner, Ben, goes away regularly for his job to like direct Lifetime movies or whatever that is for, weeks, months on end. So, I don't know. I just think Megan's busy and she's got her own job too. And it was a hell of a lot of work, I'm assuming, to do Hollywood House Lift. I did watch the Rick and Kelly show this morning. Mike O'Reilly says, Kelly is pushing Harry. Kelly pushing Harry is so self-serving. Surefire way to lose a friendship. Yes, Sarah says, senior mom. It is so busy. Extra busy. I've got a senior this year too. Anyways, Tanya, yes, leave Sarah alone. Must be a slow day. Please go. Is somebody being rude? Probably. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. Something about Reddit. Anyways, I am not on Reddit. People send me pictures. I have never had a Reddit account. So anyone that I think somebody made a Sarah from Texas Reddit account, it is not me. I don't know if they're trying to act like me. I don't know. I haven't actually heard about that account in a couple of weeks or a month. So I don't even know. But I did watch Rick and Kelly this morning. And Harry was on. Kelly was sharing her microphone with him. He didn't really say much at all. And then eventually she just put the mic on herself. I don't think they didn't talk anything about this weekend. Nothing about Jeff. They did say something about Jeff. They talked about him suing, or not suing, how him hiring this person, Sean. And we'll talk about that in just a minute, to try to find this Reddit person. Now, y'all have been sending me message and saying on the Sarah from Texas Facebook group that it's impossible to find someone or find out someone's identity on Reddit. I don't know about Reddit in particular, but I watch, just like Jeff all these callers were saying, well, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I watch a lot of those TV shows. So I know about shots and injections and air in the veins and all this stuff. So I watched a lot of those shows, and a lot of times they get your IP address or whatever. So these people that make up all these extra fake Finstas, Reddits, all this stuff. And I do agree, there's probably the same people with multiple accounts. And so I don't know, but I think Jeff, I hope he is able to find these people out. He definitely talked about it again today. And he keeps saying the name of the account. Yesterday I only watched the commercials and the intro. There was no, after show yesterday. There was no after show on Jeff Lewis Live Video yesterday. But I did watch the commercials, and I didn't watch the rest of it to hear if they were bleeping out the name of the account also. It's Chris. I feel like Harry. So Harry is a friend of, yes, Harry lives in Tampa. I feel like he's an interior designer because I feel like Megan said something about like, why aren't I helping you? Like, I could help you design your house. Anyways, I feel like Harry's an interior designer in Tampa that she is clearly trying to hook up with Jeff. But I mean, he lives in Tampa. Crystal says Harry needs to go back home, just visit. Don't date Jeff. Does Jeff ever turn anyone down? He better be careful before the judge gives Gage full custody. Well, I don't think you lose. I think it takes a lot to lose custody, right? Like really, really bad stuff. Like I don't think he's anywhere near that. I think he was supposed to go home, Tiffany Chump. I felt like she asked him to stay another week, but I feel like maybe it's so he could help her design her house, right? Bridget says Harry is an interior designer, friend of Kelly's. He's doing one of Kelly and Rick's houses over. Okay, so that makes sense. Is it the rental house? Because they just rented a new house. I don't feel like they own anything else in that area, do they? Have they sold their house in the Hamptons yet? I don't feel like I ever heard an update on that. I don't know. I don't know if he is a chef, but he definitely made, what's that fancy meal? Beef Wellington. I've only had that one time in my life. I have never even seen it on a menu at a restaurant. Well, maybe one other one, but they sell it at Delilah's in Las Vegas. And we got it for my husband's 50th birthday when we were there a summer or two ago. And it was good. I mean, I guess it's a pastry around beef. I don't know. It's really hard. Yeah. Michael Riley says, I love beef Wellington, but it's way too hard to make. I mean, I can't even imagine. Kelly and Harry were saying it took hours. Even whatever Rick edited, he was saying it took him 4 hours to edit just them cooking the darn beef Wellington. So I don't know. Oh, HSS says, speaking of Chef, has anyone listened to Chef Stu's new podcast? I think a lot of people have. A lot of chumpettes have. Oh, Hell's Kitchen sells it in Las Vegas, Sherry says. I've been there. I think we ate at Hell's Kitchen too. Anyways. Is it a good meal? It's a very hearty meal. I'm good, are you? It's a very hearty meal. You only want a thin slice of it. It's kind of like, okay, not the same. To me, it's like a big, thick meal. So it's a lot of meat, it's a very hearty meal. Anyways, okay, let's get into today's show. Elisa Donovan and Todd Lewis were on together. They start off the show. I've never heard of this. Have y'all? Hey, Krista. A website happened to be ADA compliant. So Paul and Patrick, or I don't know if they're getting sued, if they're getting threatened, what have you, but they reached out to Todd. Does anyone know, does Todd still have his company? The company, because I'm assuming that company where he would like boost up people's ratings by, putting down the negative comments publicly, right? Companies, things like that. Hey, Patrick in France. Anyways, but Paul and Patrick are going through this. And so they reach out to Todd. Todd said it's people that just go after people with money and nitpick their websites and try to get money from them. So I don't know. It sounded ridiculous. Jeff was like, do I have to make Jeff Lewis Design? Does anyone go to jefflewisdesign.com? I guess it's .com. Do you go to jefflewismerch.com? They've got new Chump Army merch. I don't know why. I wish Jeff does not post very much on his Instagram stories or posts. Clearly, it's usually only the coffee picture, which they delete after that weeks. And then they leave up the videos that Sam makes for them. Does Todd promote jefflewismerch.com? I feel like I used to promote jefflewismerch.com more than they ever did. I don't know. Like, how are people going to know to buy from it if they don't talk about it a lot? And obviously we feel like Todd talks about it most whenever he's on, right? Oh, well, that's probably true. Krista says, I don't think Jeff runs his Instagram. I think Shane does it mostly. I think Jeff definitely reads and responds and hearts his own DMs. I definitely think that. I do think like Sam might be the one that like puts up the video or puts up the picture, because I feel like they take that picture within like 5 or 10 minutes of the show starting, and then they put it up right away. So I feel like Jeff is not the one doing that. Jeff isn't hashtagging and putting in people's, Instagram account names. You know what I mean? But yeah, I do feel like Shane or them do that for sure. Thank you, Krista. Krista says, you were always the biggest promoter of all things, Jeff Lewis. For sure. Oh, Todd posts very little on Instagram. Yeah, and whenever I see it, it's usually little videos of them on vacation or clips he's made, something about the soccer tournaments they're at. Yeah, he posts very little too. I feel like somebody needs to be Frucky. How the heck are you? Hello. Seeing all these old school names now that I'm back on Instagram for the live. Welcome back, Frucky. But I feel like somebody needs to promote the Jeff Lewis merch, right? Like they could make a lot of money on that. The chumps want to buy stuff. I need to go over there and look and see what this chump army stuff looks like. Oh, that's not a bad idea. You think they would? Krista says, Todd and Carrie need a reality show. Their family is precious and so fun. I think Todd absolutely would. I mean, he's gone on like TV show or game shows. Like he talked later, he's going to produce a show about big trucks in Texas. I think in Austin, I think they said. So yeah, I think Todd definitely would. I don't know that Carrie would put herself out there for it. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, what did y'all think of all these shots? So Jeff has not talked about the testosterone, the human growth hormone shots in a while. So I kind of didn't even know if they had stopped maybe. But now we know they haven't. Shane is still injecting him 4 shots every week, but he was making a rookie mistake and either not putting this powder for the human growth. So it was like saline was going in. I do not know what this crap costs, but I am sure it is not cheap, right? And I'm sure it still hurts no matter what. The bruising, I just love that Jeff didn't even notice. Like, does a doctor not do blood work to see if this shit is working or not, especially your testosterone? Can't you get medical issues from like, well, I guess anything, but can't you feel like you can get problems from too much testosterone? I feel like that's what he was talking about recently. Thank y'all for liking the live on TikTok. Yeah. Krista says, yes, testosterone can really mess with men's personalities and behaviors. Blood work should be checked every 3 months. Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. Very interesting. But it sounds like Shane finally realized, oh, maybe this powder they keep sending with everything, every shot is something that they should have, whatever. Okay, so do we think that Alyssa's gone? Is she still is she not affiliated with channel? I haven't said channel 789 in so long. It's so weird that channel's still there. Like, I just don't go over there. I just don't make time to go over there and listen to the archive shows like I used to if I already had it on something. You know what I mean? Somebody said, have I been invited to Jeff's secret party? No, but I also would not be invited to. I doubt Jeff is having a secret party, maybe for his birthday, but he doesn't even like celebrating his birthday. No, I'm not someone that's invited to his secret party. Promise you. No, she took a picture with Elisa this morning. Oh, Alyssa did. Well, no, I think she's still there in the LA office. She takes care of the Stars Network. That's that channel now, right? But I'm saying, I don't know. People in the Instagram subscriber chat, we're talking about missing Alyssa on Reality Checked, and I missed them all. I loved when Jameson and Alyssa and Amy Phillips were talking. I just love that, for sure. Kay Heffy says, what happened with her and Amy Phillips? Amy mentioned she saw Jameson, but not Alyssa. I don't know. Maybe Alyssa was on vacation. I don't know. Don't know. Okay. Didn't love the ideas for the after show name, except for just Jeffing around. Now, it's kind of hard to say. It doesn't exactly roll off your tongue like Jeff Lewis Extended does, but I kind of like just Jeffing around. I don't know. I thought it was cute. Yeah, Cheryl Crow says it was lightning in a bottle, the flutter. Isn't that what they called themselves? The flutter? Amy Phillips, Jameson, and Alyssa. They just all watch the same shows. I feel like Amy clearly was the big person on the show, but like Jameson would chime in, Alyssa would chime in, they would give their opinions. I love that. Oh no, Sarah just joined. You got sent to the hospital because your bronchitis. Oh no, keep the gossip coming. We'll feel better. Get out of that hospital very soon for sure. Anyways, okay, Elisa, keep wanting to call her Alyssa. So when I met her, the only time I've ever met Elisa Donovan was at the Hollywood House Lift season 2 party. And we chatted about being moms of a daughter, because she's got one daughter, like I think 11, maybe 12. But I totally remember this neighbor that they would talk about that is apparently so mean to her daughter when she was like 9 years old, and her little friends just playing basketball in like the afternoon. Now I get if it's midnight and they're loud, but even every once in a while, like teenagers, like if that's the worst thing they're doing is playing basketball in a driveway, God bless them, right? But this was like in the afternoon. The neighbor wrote to their landlord and said they're being like a nightmare and being a terror all over the neighborhood, like all kinds of crap, causing problems for them. So I loved that Todd has all these ideas. I feel like he has even more that he's going to give her ideas to like really F her over in the last few weeks or months of them living in this house, right? I was just dying. Blues Brother says Kelly and Rick said they set up Jeff with Harry, but then said they won't divulge the details. I mean, when do Kelly and Rick not divulge details, right? Anyways, even was it yesterday or today? They said something about Jeff was talking about maybe this is an insider, the Reddit person, the account. And he's like, yeah, they kind of knew all these details. And I'm thinking, okay, I knew all those details just from people telling me on live or DMing me that they had listened to Rick and Kelly, so Rick and Kelly had said a lot of the details too. Wait, what? Reddit is so unreliable. So that's why I don't believe any of the stuff about Sarah being involved in the secret user ID fiasco. What are they even saying? It's ridiculous. Like, I can't even. Anyways, no idea. Trust me. Jeff could ask for my social security number, my email. He has my email, but I would definitely pass anything along that he needs to know to check into me. But I'm pretty sure I can't even. Like, it's almost like Jeff says, it gets to be so many lies and allegations and exaggerations. It's just ridiculous. It's sad that people waste their time with such nonsense. Tiffany Chump, on a better note, kids playing outside is needed for sure. And she's into basketball. So she's playing basketball with her friends. Like, this neighbor just sounds like a craziness. But I did see the fall that they were talking about. So at Sunset Tower, okay, Elisa did have very high heels on too. But the steps outside of Sunset Tower, outside of the hotel, are very deep, whatever this is, high, very high. So we were out there waiting for Justin Martindale's friend to pull up his Tesla so we could go to Schmitty's for the impromptu after party. And Elisa did trip down. She did fall down. And Kelly Dodd was like, who is that girl? She looks familiar. And then other people were telling her, she's from the movie, Anyway, so then she went over there and she introduced her. But Doug did hold her up. She wasn't hurt bad, but it was one of those, like, you just saw it in like slow motion. So anyways, it was interesting. Thank you, y'all. Oh no. Yes, you will be okay, Sarah. Get better for sure. Thank you, Krista. She says, I hit the like button. Thank you so much for hitting the like button on YouTube. Yeah, very much. I'm good. Are you says yes to the Sarah that's in the hospital. It's scary when one struggles to breathe. Yeah, bronchitis is very serious. For sure, for sure. Sherry Lapina falling down a la Luann. I mean, Luann's was very different. I think, thank goodness Luann fell in bushes, right? And she wasn't injured. Speaking of, if y'all are in the LA area, oh no, it's in like 2 weekends. Remember, she was supposed to open her show. We still never really heard what happened, but Luann was supposed to open her Mary F. Kill, her new show, in LA, I think March 1st or something. And she ended up switching it. So now she's opened other places already. And I think she comes to LA now, March 22nd. So I think Jeff Lewis, I think some of the chumps. I just saw a video that Kristen Tateman is saying she's going to be there. So yeah. Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Chump, love you right back. Yes, Blues Brothers. Did you watch the reunion with Kathy and Sutton? I mean, for the few minutes they were on together before Sutton had her medical emergency. Yeah, I talked about that. Let's see, probably Wednesday on Reality Water Cooler. So that replay is available if you want to go check that one out. We definitely chatted about it. What a letdown, though. What a letdown that, I mean, not a letdown that for her medical concern, although it was exhaustion and dehydration. But that whatever, they pumped us all up about Kathy Hilton being on, and she said that I was about to come for Sutton. I still don't know what she was coming for Sutton about. Like, what is their beef? Like, if anything, I felt like Erica would like tell us some stuff about Kathy Hilton or like be ballsy. I feel like Sutton wasn't going to. I don't know. They are? Wait. Can't go. Says Beverly Hills is going straight back to filming in April. But they ended it a while ago. So I don't know that April is that straight back in, is it? I don't know. Oh. I need to watch that. The Beverly Hills Extended. That's like the after show of Vanderpump Rules. Kyle revealed that Mauricio faked the kiss scene to hide their marriage. Oh, it was the worst fake kiss ever too, right? Yes, I agree. Okay, here we go. A review of Luann's show. I've seen her 3 times. I saw Luann live. The crowd was fun. She's not a great singer and mostly sang other covers. Crowd was fun. Meet and greet was cool. She's skinny. Hopefully this new format is better. I agree with all of that. I think she's a great performer. She wears those Giovanni sequined jumpsuits, the dresses, the jewelry, the bangles. So good. She's so good with the crowd. I will say someone was maybe going to go to the New York show that's this weekend. Tickets were very expensive, but they just found them on Groupon. So if you want to check on Groupon for the, it's one of the New York, Huntington. Is that one of the cities in New York State? I think there's tickets on Groupon. So if you're thinking about going, I think it's a great show. I mean, I would pay full price, but I did hear her tickets got considerably more expensive. I mean, Oh, I love that. Sarah says, I just got tickets to Luann in London. I can't wait. How fun. I don't know. Krista said, did anyone watch? Is it on video? Brittany and Jax's podcast. I thought they were done. I don't know. In real time, it seems like he was done. He even got caught coming out of his gym the other day on TMZ, and he didn't really answer this time if they were living. The TMZ person was like, she says y'all are done. You're not living together. You say that's not true. Which one is it? He absolutely wouldn't answer it for sure. I have. Marielle says, anyone seen Sonia's show? I mean, so Sonia's show, Sonia Morgan, her show is called Sonia in the City. And my friend and I saw her May 2022. So almost 2 years ago here in Houston. What a show. I mean, it was very lax in production value. It was very interesting. We did the meet and greet also. She was definitely, yes. Dana Maria says, how'd you find me? Oh, Jax. I mean, exactly. Like, thanks for coming on time, TMZ. Oh my God. Hello. Thank you. Anyways, very interesting. I don't know which one, if he's living with their, I don't know. I think he lies so much and then he forgets. We all remember the lies, and like the TMZ remembers the lies that he said. No, we're still living together. Everything's fine. We're working on it. And I'm like, I don't think so. She took her freaking last name, her married name, off her Instagram. You know, that to me is a big deal. What else? At the very end, Todd and Elisa Donovan are talking about Cracker Barrel, and that made me think of like just being on the road and like traveling. I don't think it's the best food, but I think the little shop, the things to buy, I mean, it's so cute. It's always like, I just think it's so cute. The candy is all old school. I love it. Anyways, well, we are going to wrap things up. If you have any questions, we have a couple of more minutes. Join me on Sunday if you're an Instagram subscriber, or if you're a member on YouTube. We go live every Sunday at 7 Eastern for an Ask Me Anything. It's just kind of like we chat about anything and everything all week. And y'all can ask me anything, most likely anything. Yes. Lisa says, I wondered why Katie Maloney was sitting at their table. I think she and Joey Zalzig are friends. I mean, Joey's the one that invited Jeff. So, yeah. Thank you for telling people to hit the like button. Have a blessed weekend. Oh, that's interesting. She says, what do you say to people at a meet and greet? Do you think it's worth the money? I never speak to famous people in public unless I know them. Well, I don't know any famous people. At a meet and greet, it's usually very fast and somebody's there on their team taking your picture. So you just kind of hand them their phone. Like Lala at BravoCon, I just said, hi, I'm a big Jeff Lewis fan. I love when you're on his show. When are you going to be on next? I mean, just something to kind of break the ice, what have you. With Tom Sandoval at BravoCon for the picture with me and Tom, I said, would you please unblock me? And he's like, oh, yes. He tried to get out his phone. I couldn't figure out how to tell him how to unblock me, but he was trying to. So for Shannon and Vicky, I said, oh my God, y'all did a great show. And then I reminded Shannon that she and I share a birthday, March 24th. And she said, oh, what year? And then she joked about that she was older than me. I mean, meet and greets are very quick. Like, I think at BravoCon, these, what are these things they sold? They sold these things for like $400. It was kind of a meet and greet hangout room thing. And it came with like a drink and kind of food. That was a little more. Like, I totally remember Bryn from New York totally having like one-on-one conversations with people for like 5-10 minutes when people were kind of waiting to take a picture with her. So, but a typical meet and greet is literally you're staying in a line just to take a picture, say hi, but yeah, it's very quick. I think it's worth it. I don't do it at every show, but I've done it at most of them, because to me, if I'm flying out, especially, the extra $100 or $150 for the meet and greet isn't much. I mean, in the big scheme of things, it's not a big deal. So anyways, Yeah, somebody says try to say something meaningful or different. Yeah. Ah, I love that. You are Tiffany Chomp. Says Jeff Lewis told me I was a hot chomp. Yes, I can attest to that. She is. Oh my God. I love that. Cheryl Crow says, I said something funny to a vice president and they laughed and came back with a quip. It made it memorable. That's awesome. Anyways, something about Gene Simmons. Mention a fact not a lot of people know. I mentioned an artist Gene Simmons produced and he hugged me and asked how I knew her. Oh yeah, that's cool. Especially I think if you're at a meet and greet, you're probably a big fan, right? So I think it's a good thing to tell them you're a big fan or just say, I flew from Texas to see you, whatever, just something unique. So anyways. Okay, well, we are going to wrap it up. Have an awesome Friday, an awesome weekend. Make sure you're following me everywhere at Sarah from Texas. Join the Facebook group, Sarah from Texas, if you're wanting to meet other chat other reality TV shows, Jeff Lewis, meet other people. It's a great way to just make a thread on there and be like, hey, anyone in Boston want to meet up for dinner? It's really fun. So anyways, bye everyone. Trumpets.